Morning everyone, welcome to Australia Day. We're getting close to where our caravan is parked. We're going to be hooking up shortly, heading off for about 4 hours to get to the Victorian high country for 5 days, and I thought what I'd do today is just have a quick video showing the hookup process, because I'm still not totally comfortable with hooking up and pulling the caravan. It's certainly taking longer to get used to this than the camper van did. Part of the reason is every time I've hooked up to this point, some niggly little thing has gone wrong. Nothing fatal, but just enough to sort of produce a level of disquiet. So certainly a few of the things that have been causing the problems should have been fixed in the last week. But this is the first time we've hooked up since they were supposedly fixed. So the jury's still out as to whether or not everything's going to work fine, but fingers crossed it will, and we will be quickly away feeling very happy. So let's see. So we've arrived at the caravan parking area. As you can see, there are a lot of caravans. I think there are about 400 here, so it's a pretty professional operation with all this remote access for the gates. And it's like boats in a marina. You wonder when they ever go out, because this is the peak holiday season, and I'd say 5% of the vans seem to have moved in the time that we've been coming in here. And we've got lots of space next to our one because the van next to us is out. It's one of the 5%. So here we are with ours. Time for the hookup. First thing we got to do is get the bike off the bike rack and then transfer the bike rack onto the caravan, and then take the adapter off and put in the actual tow bar connection. So while I'm doing that, I think Vassie's going to transfer some of the food into the fridge, because that will be on when we're traveling. So might as well do that while I'm messing around out in this blazing hot sun. Better than rain though. Okay, so tow ball bracket on, bike rack on the caravan, bike on the bike rack. Okay, first thing, get the front of the van up high enough so that the tow ball bracket can get underneath. That should do it, but we'll see shortly.
Okay, so when you're coming back, you need to go slightly left, but not yet, just slightly left, 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 left. Okay, now straight, and you have about 20 centimeters. Stop. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. You're exactly in the middle, but
So should we give it a go?
that should be good. That should be good. That's exactly kind of in the middle. Slightly side, but we can move it sideways. All right.
Okay, folks, well, I have to say, for the camera, that was the smoothest one yet.
I mean, looks like it.
So let's see what happens when we lower.
Do I need to push somewhere?
Oop, wrong way.
Okay, after pushing a little bit, here we go. We're in. Just in 1.5 goes. We're getting good at this.
And here's how you lock it. Listen for the click. Locked. Okay.
Oh, this is still filming.
Yeah, now you're still filming. Okay, now the chains.
Oh, I'll be.
Okay. It's alright, I'll do it. Heavy duty chains have to be crossed over. And this here is a breakaway system. So you hook it up effectively to the vehicle. And if for some horrible reason the caravan and the vehicle get disconnected and start going their own separate ways, this will get pulled. It pulls this pin out and that puts the brakes of the caravan on and stops it, hopefully before it's done too much damage. While I remember, now we're hooked up, let's take the handbrake off. Now the three
Moment of truth.
umbilical cords which have been causing the problem. So first one we're going to do, this one, and this is the brake controller. So when you put the brakes of the vehicle on, this also puts the brakes of the caravan on, and it should be green. It's flashing green, which is better than it was last time because it was red. So I'm hopeful that once I get the engine going and hook everything else up.
That's the camera. What you hooking up?
Yeah. So now I'm putting the camera, the rear view camera in.
Which is at the back of the...
This didn't work last time either. And we trace that back to a bent pin in the front connection of the car and a blown fuse, which also did a few other things to the vehicle. So hopefully that's all working. And now the final one, which is your more traditional connection, but this does all the lights, and we've had a problem with the rear indicator. That's not been working. Should have been fixed. We shall find out very shortly. Okay, everything hooked up. So we now need to just
Check the lights.
check the lights at the back, the moment of truth.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Now Paul can see me with that camera just under the... Yeah, so... Yeah, so Paul is turning the left indicator and it's working. And the right one is working. And the stops are working. And the hazard lights are working. Everything's brilliant. Working, yes. Now I can lock up. And we could be ready to go. Locking up.
Okay, well, I'm not sure what video we managed to capture that's worthwhile of that hookup process, but the good news is it was pretty straightforward, apart from the fact that it was about 32 degrees in the shade and 132 degrees in the sun. So you'll have picked up, I'm sure, that the hookup process went pretty smoothly this time, and as a result I was a lot more comfortable taking the caravan out onto the road with the indicators working, all the brake systems working, the rear view camera working. So that was good. Still seems to be a convoluted process to hook everything up compared to the camper van. But what you need to bear in mind is that once we have got somewhere and set ourselves up, we've then got a vehicle that we can use for day trips, whereas if we wanted to go for a day trip in the camper van, we had to pack everything up. So there's pros and cons of the caravan and the camper van, and I'll probably do a more in-depth video a bit later just comparing the two. But for now, we'll enjoy the trip to Bright, and that will be the next video.